5 free printable photography tools that every photographer should have in 2026. Boy, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that you can download from my website for free. No signing up, no registering, no BS, no nothing. It's just they're free. That will hopefully help you improve your photography in 2026. Make photography more enjoyable, solve a problem or two for you, and hey, you can just enjoy photography a bit more. But before I get into it, who am I? Well, my name is Mike Patterson, and I have been a professional full-time photographer for over, well, this is getting harder and harder to say, 41 years now, seeing it's 2026. I started taking my nature and wildlife pictures back in 1985. I moved into shooting weddings, grads, commercial, worked for newspapers, magazines. I've done everything you can imagine in the photography industry. In addition to that, I've operated or owned a number of photography labs, printing millions of rolls of film in my lifetime. And I actually still own a photography lab here in Western Canada where I print for photographers from beginners to professional and from local people to people from around the world. In addition to all that, I also teach photography. And in 2026, I want to enjoy photography more, and I want you to enjoy photography more. So I'm going to give you 5 free printable photography tools that every photographer should have in 2026. And I'm doing this because I know it annoys a lot of people that I talk a little bit too much sometimes. And you know what? I just don't care anymore. If you like this, fine. If it works for you, send me large sums of money and I'll be happy. You don't have to. But you don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. So let's get into it. Number 1, the thing that everybody should download, and that is a focus test chart. Print it on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You can print it in color. You can print it in black and white. Put it on the floor, step back, and shooting at approximately a 45-degree angle or even a 33 and a third angle. It's not that important. Focus on the little dot in the center and take some pictures. Then you take your digital files, you put them on your computer, and then you see if it's focused on that dot or if it's focused after the dot or before the dot. My mind went blank there. And that will tell you how your camera is focusing. Maybe it's not focused at all. Maybe it's really shaky. Well, that's probably because you're shaking too much. Use a tripod, up the ISO, change your shutter speed. Play around so that you're getting perfectly in focus pictures. Now, this test chart will work whether you're shooting with a manual focus lens. Oh, horrors of horrors, yes. Manual focus lenses did miss focus sometimes. This will work if you're using a DSLR camera. And this will work with a mirrorless camera. And I know people are already starting to type, mirrorless cameras never unfocus, never miss focus, never. Yeah, guess what? All cameras, all lenses will have issues at one time or another. So let's just check it. Let's make sure we're not having it. Now, if you're shooting with a manual focus camera or you're shooting with a mirrorless camera and you are having focus issues where it's focusing too far behind or too far in front, there's really nothing you can do to fix it yourself. You're going to have to send it to a repair place, probably back to the manufacturer, and have them fix it. If it's a DSLR camera, you can actually go in and using the micro focus, macro focus, I get those two mixed up, fine adjustment system, you can go in and you can adjust that lens so you can focus it more towards you or more behind you. What you find is suitable, or right on the dot itself if you're that picky. Or if you're shooting with a Tamron lens or a Sigma lens, you can buy the dock, goes onto the lens, and then you can actually adjust the lens itself. But it doesn't work for mirrorless. Mirrorless uses a different focusing system. But you can still have focusing issues with mirrorless cameras. I've had people come in with all different issues. One person had a lens that they had dropped just a little bit and it jarred the lens and it started to miss focus. All their other lenses worked fine. But when they tested it, well, actually when I tested it because they didn't want to do it, when I tested that lens, I noticed that it wasn't focusing correct. They sent it away. The manufacturer fixed it, sent it back. It works fine. I had another person who didn't put the lens on all the way, so it wasn't focusing all the time. I had another person that had the buttons shifted. There's many different things that it can be. So we're not just testing the lens, we're testing a lot of little things in there. So that's the first one. Okay, number 2 is an exposure chart. So number 2 of the 5 free photography tools, yeah, you got it, is an exposure chart. It shows you what happens with different apertures, different shutter speeds, and different ISO. It shows you the depth of field you get from different apertures. It shows you stopping motion or not stopping motion. It shows you the grain or lack of grain at all different settings. And yes, I know I've heard of the photographer's triangle and the exposure triangle and all this other stuff. I like this. Print it off, throw it in a Ziploc bag, carry it with you. Put it beside your computer, what you use to edit your pictures, so that it challenges you to do different things. It works great. It works wonderful. It works fantastic. And it's something that, will hopefully improve your photography. So, hey, it costs you the cost of one sheet of paper. The links are up there. The links are down there. Click on it, download it. There's even a video there describing how to use this stuff and explaining this stuff for some of these things. So, download them. It's free. The crop chart, or the APS, whatever you want to call it, chart. What is this chart? What is this magical thing that I downloaded? Well, for most people, you're not going to need it. I specifically put this chart in here for my students when we're out on a field trip and I say shoot with a 200 millimeter lens. While people with full frame, full size sensor cameras, it's easy. You set your lens to 200 millimeters and you're there. But people with crop sensors, how do you know what a 200 millimeter is? Well, it's 1.6, so 100 times 1.6, that's 160. Is 200 125 or 120? This will help you to get a little bit closer so that you can be shooting with the same millimeters that other people are shooting with. Yes, the effects will be a little bit different with an APS sensor as opposed to a full-size sensor, but it's just something you can carry with you. It's a little 5x7 piece of paper, so that if you're out with somebody else and you're both shooting at 300 millimeters, well, you're both shooting at 300 millimeters. If one person's got an APS camera, one person's got a full-size sensor, you can be shooting at the same millimeters. Nothing big, nothing fantastic, nothing revolutionary, just something to help you. All right, number 4 of the free photography printable download is an astrophotography guide so that you can calculate or remember the rule of 600 when you're out in the field. And I've got it set up into 2 different sections, one for calculating on a full-size sensor camera and one for calculating on an APS or a crop sensor camera. This will help you to get, or not get, the star trails, the movement in the stars when you're photographing, stars, northern lights, whatever you're photographing that has stars in it. This will help you to prevent getting that movement, or if you want movement, you will know how far you have to shoot in order to get some movement. Again, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Print it off, throw it in a Ziploc bag, carry it with you. You can do the calculations on your cell phone when you're out in the field. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's not revolutionary or anything. It's just something to help remind you so that you can remember. And the final one, and this is probably the most revolutionary of them all, maybe even more revolutionary than the focus test chart. And this is a free printable color calibration card. And here's how you use it. You take a picture of whatever you're taking a picture of, whether it be artwork, people, scene, whatever. Set your cameras up, take the picture, take as many pictures as you want, and then just before you're done taking pictures using the same setting that you've used before, you put the card in the scene and take some pictures. Then, when you get back home, you take the images, put them on your computer, open up the one with the card in it, and then click on the white, the gray, and the black, either using a curves adjustment layer or a level adjustment layer in your photo editing program, and it will adjust the colors of your image. Again, the link's down here, the links are up here. Go there, click on what you want, and there's a video to describe how to use this and what it does. You can use this for a mirrorless camera. Sorry, I was being a jerk there. You can use this if you're shooting JPEG or if you're shooting RAW. But it works. It really does work. If you're having issues with color cast for whatever reason, this will help to fix it. Is it as good as the $8,000 one that you can buy online or at a camera shop? No. But it's free. It costs you a piece of paper. It costs you some ink, or it costs you sending it to a lab and having it printed. Download it. Use it. So there's 5 free things that you can print, that you can carry with you, that you can use to hopefully improve your photography in 2026. I really hope that it works for you. I really hope you enjoy it. If you do use it, put down below what one you've used and if it's worked, if it hasn't worked. And if it really works well for you, send large sums of money to me at any time no, sorry, I was just joking. But again, you can use them. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. Just use them, get better pictures, and enjoy photography. We'll talk to you next time. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.